and welcome to another episode of Sparring Sessions. My name's Dax, and we're here today breaking down our best bets for UFC Fight Night, Emmett versus Murphy. Before we get there, though, I have a co-host with me, somebody to help me break down these bets. It's not the lowest rated episode of Sparring Sessions of all time when I had to do it solo. UFC Genie. How you doing, Genie?
I'm pretty good. I just had Muay Thai. Got back pretty recently. Ready to give you guys some bets.
Awesome. Are we getting another fight ever? I don't want.
We will. You will be. Yes, we will be. I got like a trip coming up, and then I'm hopefully going to be booked for a fight in the summertime. So we will be fighting soon.
Love it. Yeah, the last one didn't go so well. Bad judge.
It was pretty close, split decision.
Bad judges, okay. But you know what? We'll cross that bridge when we come to it for your next fight. We're here to break down UFC Fight Night, Emmett versus Murphy, going down the Apex. An okay card, I guess. This isn't the preview show, so we won't spend too long on breaking it down. But what was your overall rating for this card?
6.
6. Wow, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I gave like a C- ish. It's not great, but we'll get into it in a second. Make some money off it. Make it a little more interesting. First, we got to do our betting recap for UFC Mexico. It was a pretty good week for me. I went 11-1 on picks overall, just money lines. I didn't bet every single money line, but probably could have. I had my best bets from last week: Moreno over 104.5. Weirdly, didn't hit. I thought for sure if it went 5 rounds and stay on the feet, it was going to hit. Moreno always goes on over that, but he had like 87. Maybe he just got tired or something. Lupi Godinez over 2.5 takedowns. She got 6, I want to say, even though she got tired and didn't shoot the entire third round. Gautier Medina over 1.5. Did not hit. Who knew Gautier was the one to crack the iron chin? I had Costa that hit, and then I'm Moreno decision at plus 130 that hit as well. The Sparring Sessions parlay, we were so close this week. Plus 241. Godinez was my leg that hit pretty convincingly. Torres Dober under 1.5 for Will, that definitely hit. And Genie, for once, I will say, redeeming, you almost never let us down. You're almost never I think this was your first time being the first or the one leg that lost. Ronaldo Rodriguez.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, I think the only other time my leg lost, there was 2 legs out of 3 that lost. So it was but now that, it's painful when it comes down to me, man. It was painful. And I was confident in Ronaldo Rodriguez, man.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
Should have shot more takedowns. He could have won, but no, he wanted to stand and bang. Besides that, how'd you do on the UFC Mexico card, Jeannie? We weren't on the show, but you have your own bets.
I did pretty good. I went a couple units up. I think I went 4 units up. I haven't fully tallied it together, but I only lost. I lost my long shot parlay. I've been doing these long shot parlays recently, which is like a quarter of a unit or less, where I put together all my submissions on the card, and I call my submission special. So I got, before Pyfer dropped out, I had 48 times odds on it. But then Pyfer dropped out, and it was only 10 times odds or something like that. But it was still pretty good. And that was Chairez by sub, Rodriguez by sub, Costa by sub, and Pyfer by sub, obviously, but didn't hit. Lupi Godinez, Ronaldo Rodriguez money line, and the under 1.5 I was on. That was a Sparring Sessions parlay, and obviously I lost that. Manuel Torres money line I had. Yeah. Gautier by decision I was betting on just because the line was pretty. It was I thought it might have gone long, but I only had half a unit on that anyways. I had Lupi over significant strikes that hit. Costa money line, that was a good dog of the week.
There.
Jeez. And I David Martinez by KO, which was a great first round KO. He made Oliveira look like he didn't belong in there with him. So I won quite a few bets. And then I put money on Brandon Moreno in the main event when he was pretty good odds in the fight. He was like a minus 160 at the time.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought what was the one you said? I thought Gautier decision was going to be a lock. I think it was plus 420 something. I wrote it down as. Shame. I guess he's him.
Yeah.
That being
sorry. New Ngannou.
New Ngannou.
Yeah.
Ooh. UFC is quaking, anticipating the future. I don't know, DDP, Hamzat.
Oh man.
Hamzat Gautier discussions that are going to ruin them.
That's going to be insane.
Moving on, viewers' best bet. Now, this is a new segment. I posted about it just last week, spoke about it on the show. Granted, nobody watched the show, so maybe that's why. We only got one submission from at the Fight Odds on Instagram, and because he gave us one submission, he won naturally. I guess he gave us two, and one of them didn't hit, so I'm taking the one that did, assuming they weren't a parlay. David Martinez KO TKO was plus 150, I believe, when he or she, I'm going to assume it's a guy because this is MA, but when he commented. So you are our viewers' best bet. Just a reminder for upcoming, maybe this takes off, maybe this doesn't, but leave your best bet in the comment and we'll feature the highest odds or two that win, or give a shout out if one was super close. And Jeannie, you are more than welcome to as well. Get a shout out on your own show, but what am I going to say? Next up, we have the main segment, best bets from UFC Fight Night, Emmett versus Murphy. So you know how this is, Jeannie, but you, the listener, might not. We'll go back and forth, give somewhere between 3 and 5 of our best bets. Our friend calls us up, says, hey, what's your lock? You want to give him somewhere between, minus 200 and plus 200, somewhere around there. Give our top 3 and 5. Later in the episode, we'll break down our value plays, stuff that didn't fall into the best bets. And that being said, Jeannie, you're the guest host, technically. We'll let you go first. What is your first best bet?
My first best bet. So instead of getting, I think Luma Luke Boonme is an absolute nuclear hammer play. It's just what do you hammer in that? So you kind of have to find it. She's a minus 700 on the money line. You can't touch that. So what I'm looking at, I think this fight's obviously going to decision. Luma Luke Boonme decisions minus 180. That's a playable line. So that's going to be one of my best bets.
Okay. Any fear that Estelle Nunez, 5 losses total, 4 of them by finish?
Maybe.
I
mean, one of them was like an arm break off a takedown.
Yeah.
So
Loma is not the biggest finisher, so
yeah,
it's probably a good thing. Ground elbow. That's an interesting one. Her only TKO.
Is that what they describe it as?
Yeah, way back in Pancrase, second fight, but
not the Dudikova one.
No, Loma's only KO.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I don't think she's getting one here.
I like minus 180 for a women's decision, especially given minus 700. First one, I'm going to go with Bude Nzechukwu under 2.5, even money, minus 115. I see that face. This was one I was thinking about putting in the parlay. I decided not to. The numbers on this, part of this looks phenomenal for me. If you look at the numbers, the statistics, part of this doesn't. Nzechukwu has 13 fights in the UFC. Only 3 have gone to decision. That being said, he's lost all 3. He's lost 2 out of 3. Martin Boudin on the other side, a little more of a decision merchant. He has only 2 fights that went under 2.5. He took Lucas Brzeski to a decision, which these days, I don't know. That's not great. That being said, I think Kennedy can kind of make this a dogfight. Maybe pull the Gaziv track and just kind of wear out Boudet and for an Nzechukwu fight, I like under 2.5 at even money. So I'm going to take it. What you got next for us?
I'll give out Daniel Frune's the money line over Reese McKee. I don't rate Reese McKee at all. I don't get why Frune's is only a minus 158. I don't know. I think he's gonna do bad things to Reese McKee.
I agree. If you listen to our predictions episode, both Will and I agree. We're both on Frunza. I think the power. I mean, he's just so powerful. And Reese McKee 0-4 in the UFC. I mean, you got some good guys in there. You got Hamzat in there, but I mean, what was the other one I was just looking at? I think Alex Morono was one of those.
Yeah, he just lost to Cheaty. It was a split decision.
Cheaty and Angelusa. I love Angelusa. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, but
yeah.
Ooh, I think Frunza KOs him. So yeah. I really like that one, and I like the number too. I am going to go next up with Chang Ho Lee minus 130. I would not have originally when I was looking at this on Saturday. It was minus 175. It's dropped all the way down to minus 130, which is the reason I like it so much. This is kind of a fade on Cortavius Romeus. I just think he's kind of small for 135, and losing to Gaston Bolaños. Oh, that's not a great look in my opinion. I think Lee can kind of take him down. I think he can keep it on the feet too. I would pick Lee in a stand-up fight. He's got his own wrestling, so maybe he just sprawls and brawls. And if Cortavius Romeus can't get somebody out there early and can't really sustain a like dominate them, he kind of just gasses out. Like that's what we saw in the Bolaños. I think Bolaños 10-8'd him in the third or something like that. So, or maybe the first, something like that. And I think, I can't believe I'm saying this off a UFC debutant. I think Lee should be like a minus 200. So that's what I'm going with next. Ooh.
So you took the under 2.5 for me. I was gonna give that the Budai Nchekchukwu one. So I had another one in that fight. I think Nchekchukwu is gonna win this one. I think he's gonna knock out Martin Budai. His hands are pretty good, and he's looked really good at heavyweight. Like both of his heavyweight fights are by finish, right?
One of them was Chris Barnett though. So
yeah, but come on, he's a big guy. He's got a good spin and wheel kick in him.
Yeah. I guess.
I just don't think Martin Budai is that good. His only couple wins are fat heavyweights. Josh Parisian, it's not good people. Andrei Arlovsky,
fat or old, pretty much. Yeah.
Okay. I think Nchekchukwu wins KO, and that's
KO.
KO. Yeah, by KO plus 150.
Plus 150. Oh, I like that. I'm gonna probably play that myself. I'm not gonna make it a best bet, but yeah. All right. Next up for me, I'm going with. I gotta do it. I'm going with Gerald Meerschaert plus 200. I mean, how is he plus 200 in this fight? I had initially so behind the curtains, I have my notebook here. Before the lines drop, the lines drop weeks in advance, but before I kind of look at them, I write down what I think the odds will be, what I think the significant strikes and the takedowns will be for each guy, and kind of the path to victory. And I had Meerschaert at like a minus 160. I want to say minus 150. And so to see him come in plus 200 is crazy. I think he can take down Brad Tavares. I mean, Brad Tavares kind of sucks at this point, barely beating Chris Weidman and then losing to John Young Park and RoboCop via like a wrestling and then getting KO'd. I think Meerschaert kind of wins this. Probably a weird, nasty fight, maybe like a third round sub, but I like the plus 200 on Meerschaert here. I'm guessing you didn't steal with that one for me, but let's hear your next one.
I was thinking about it. I was thinking about mentioning that in the value plays later.
Okay. I don't like that look.
I was trying to figure out one right now, but I haven't figured it out yet. So instead, I'm gonna Vanessa Demopoulos, man. I think minus 110 for her line. What are we doing? I mean, like I get she's coming off of a loss, but did the line makers watch that fight? She got fouled. She got her Jacqueline Amore was literally hooking her glove into that armbar, man. The referee did nothing about it. Talita Alencar sucks.
Oh yeah,
she's terrible.
Yep.
Like I think Vanessa Demopoulos is a little bit better. She's at least like got a win streak in the UFC and a few wins. You know, I think she's taking this home. And money line minus 110. We're getting even money for Vanessa Demopoulos. Come on, demo baby. That's crazy.
Yeah, this one's in my value plays as well. I only didn't add it for a reason we'll talk about later, but
I got another value play for this fight that I'm saving for later.
I think I know what it is. I think I have it written down too, but we'll talk about that later. But yeah, I like it. I really like it. I think Demopoulos wins. It opened at minus 150 Demopoulos. Some really weird line movement for these fights. So I like it. Last one for me, or sorry, no, I have two more. Yeah, because you gave me 4. This is my 4th. This one kind of crazy to me. I don't know if you've seen this. Maybe this is one of yours. I want to play the guessing game. Okay. For the next two actually, but Garula Osborne. What do you think decision is?
Minus 160.
Plus 100. I know. It's a weird line. These guys, Garula's an undefeated guy who has a pretty good resume.
He has like a 10-inch reach advantage in this fight.
Osborne does, right? Yeah.
No, Osborne has the advantage. Yeah, he has the advantage.
Yeah. And Ode Osborne has been finished in, what is this, 3 of his last 5? Yeah. That being said, these are Tyson Nam. Tyson Nam puts people out. Asuma Ombayev, Jafel Filio, and Ronaldo Rodriguez did not put him away. I'll say that. I don't think Garula's really a finisher. I mean, you look at his resume, he's got finishes, but these are not against like crazy guys. And if you watch his fights, he's more than willing to hold people against the fence. And he's more than willing to just kind of like pot shot at range and just hope his opponent runs onto a counter or something. And Osborne on the other side, when he wins, it's usually by decision. I mean, he beat Jerome Rivera by KO. Okay. And I think this is going long. I think plus 100 for a flyweight fight to go to decision when these are two guys who don't really finish. I don't know. I like plus 100. Do you have another one for me, or was that it?
I have another one.
Okay, let's hear it.
I'm just seeing which one I should give out here. Yeah, I'll do this one. So the main event.
Okay.
First off, who did you pick? You picked Lerone Murphy, right?
Hesitantly, yes.
Okay. Oh, so you're not confident in it?
No. Well, I mean, you know how the prediction show goes. It's you're picking who you think is going to win, not who you're putting money on.
Okay. I don't know if you're familiar. I have not been betting on these 40-year-olds recently. I've not been doing it. I put my foot down. I'm saying no more. The most recent one I did was Rob Font in his last one. He won that one against that Joe Matsumoto or whatever. But put my foot down. Other than that, you know, Josh Emmett hasn't fought in a long time.
Yep.
I don't see him getting a knockout blow. I don't see Lerone getting a knockout blow. I see Josh Emmett takes a lot of damage. He went all 5 with Ilia Topuria.
Yep.
I'm looking at Lerone Murphy's minus 300, but you can get by decision for Lerone Murphy at minus 110.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to do.
I've written down on my value place. I like it. Now, let me ask you this. Is this retribution for Josh Emmett beating up your hero?
I picked Josh Emmett to knock out Bryce Mitchell in the first round or whenever it happened. It was
Yeah, I did.
incredible. I made money on that one.
Had to tease you. Okay. Next up, Mearshart guessing game. Remember, Mearshart takedown line. What do you think it is?
1.5?
It's at 0.5, even money for him to get a takedown. I think he does it. I think he gets, I had written down 3 takedowns. If you look at the matchup, the numbers kind of tell a different story. Mearshart doesn't get a ton of takedowns. That being said, here's the fights I was looking at to kind of get this. He took down Barberena 3 times. He took down Edmund. He only needed 1 to take down Edmund Shabazian. He took down. A lot of these are striking fights. I'm not counting the striking fights because a lot of these guys he just was willing to stand bang with. He took down Bruno Silva once, but he was beating him on the feet. He didn't need to take him down. So the numbers don't tell the right story. That being said, Brad Tavares has been taken down twice in his last 2 fights, and he's gotten taken down twice by pretty much, unless you're looking at 78-year-old Chris Weidman, he's been taken down by pretty much everybody who has tried recently. He has 80% takedown defense, but a lot of that is from that Weidman fight. It's from the kind of earlier in his career, and then it's also just from like crap takedowns that I think Izzy shot 3 on him just to keep him guessing. Say Bruno Silva shot a few on him just to keep him guessing, that kind of thing. So I am going over half a takedown at even money. And I believe that's it. You gave me 5. I gave you 5.
Yeah.
Time to move on to becoming the bane of our existences, the Sparring Sessions Parlay of the Week. We already have Will's leg. Will is going with Vanessa Demopoulos, which is part of the reason I made her a value play instead of a best bet. Jeannie, who are you going with for your leg of the Sparring Sessions Parlay?
If you smell, we're going Torres Finney.
Did he do that? Did he make himself a
Yeah, that's what he's been doing it after he wins in the bet, like in Dana White Contender Series. It's like, if you smell what Torres is cooking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't let you pick him then. No, I'm just kidding. Finney, probably going to take down, beat up Robert Valentin. I'm going with Victor Henry. I think Victor Henry is I'm going to say this and he's going to lose. I think he's better than Pedro Falcao everywhere. And Pedro Falcao just kind of got brought in to lose to, who did he lose to? Victor Hugo on short notice. And is like, okay, we'll give you a second fight. Get you out of here. I think I think Victor Henry does whatever he wants to Pedro Falcao.
You know the promotion he was fighting in before?
It's a jungle fight?
I think it was called like Rough and Tough.
It's not even tough enough? Oh, God.
No, I think it was called like Rough and Tough.
Now I'm curious. No, it was tough enough.
Was it tough enough?
Yeah, tough enough.
Oh.
That being said, not for the belt or anything.
Yeah.
And at a catch weight, he missed weight. Won on the Contender Series, but this was back before they gave every finish every win, really, let's be honest, a contract.
Except for Torres Finney.
So gross. All right, so we have Demopoulos, Finney, and Henry. What are the odds on that, Jeannie?
There's a plus 306.
Plus 306. So just a recap for the clip. Recap of the Sparring Sessions Parlay of the Week. Will has Vanessa Demopoulos, Jeannie has Torres Finney, and I have Victor Henry plus 306. This one's going to win. We need it. It's always the worst cards that you get the best long shot parlays on. So plus 306, good number. And let's move on to our last segment. Value plays worth mentioning. This is a segment a little looser. We just kind of shoot the shit, talk about lines. You heard it earlier, lines that we didn't necessarily want to make our best bet. odds are, super high and we're just kind of throwing a dart. Maybe we want to see what the line movement looks like, that kind of thing. So since you went first on the best bets, I'm going to go first on the value plays, a little less structured. Maybe just throw out a few in a row. If you got a few on a fight, throw them all out at once, and we can just kind of chat about them. I'm going to hit you with 2 submission numbers, only because these are super long submission numbers, and I think they could happen. I'm not picking either, but I just thought that they look kind of weird. Alencar sub plus 725 and Brito sub plus 825. Alencar is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I believe, world champion, and Vanessa Demopoulos was subbed recently. Even if it was a cheating fight, it goes down to submission, and she got taken down a few times. There were a few submission attempts by, I think, Jinu Frey and Maria Oliveira. 2 of the fighters she ended up beating, but they, threatened submissions from the bottom. I know Kanako Murata too, so I think the line is super high for that. And then Brito, we saw it with not Sabatini. He's fighting Sabatini. We saw it with who am I thinking of? The Jonathan Pierce. Jonathan Pierce had a bad takedown. Brito, 8 of his wins. He has the majority of his wins are by submission. Or maybe not the majority, but that's how he wins the most. And I think Sabatini, can just shoot a bad shot, get caught in something. So those 2 odds were pretty high for me, and I want to throw them out there. What do you got?
So since you brought up the Vanessa Demopoulos fight, the one I was talking about earlier, I love doing this in Vanessa Demopoulos fights. I don't know if you're aware of the tactic. I've made a lot of money betting Vanessa Demopoulos to win by split decision.
Yeah.
That Emily Ducote fight, man, that was a moneymaker.
How much was that? She was an underdog,
I swear
right?
it was like plus 1,100. It was like a lot.
Yeah.
This week it's only plus 500 though.
Okay.
But I'm taking that. I think there's definitely a chance Vanessa Demopoulos has a close fight.
Yeah.
So
100%.
Yeah. I'll take Vanessa Demopoulos wins by split or majority decision, and that's plus 500. And another one, Dione Barbosa's minus 1,000 on the money line.
She really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Diana Belbita, how many times has she been subbed? She got subbed by Molly McCann.
Yeah.
Diana Barbosa, I think, is better on the ground than Molly McCann. I'll just say that.
Yeah.
So I think.
Oh my God.
What were you gonna say?
5 of her 9 losses are by submission.
Yeah. So I like this a lot. I'll take Dione Barbosa plus 125 for the submission.
Ooh, wow. Really?
Yeah. Instead of minus 1,000.
That is crazy. I thought that would have been minus 200 or something. Yeah, she just gets, and she's going up in weight too. It's not like she got subbed to strawweight. She's going up to flyweight, so she's going to be fighting someone bigger than her. That's crazy. Okay. Next up for me, I'm going to skip over a few of the ones you kind of said. Murphy decision, Demopoulos. The Lee Cortavius Romeus fight under 2.5 at plus 150. I like it. Romeus is somebody who doesn't go decision a ton. 4 of his 12 gone to decision. And I think he, for the most part, when he wins, it's by finish. I think this is one where if he doesn't get it early, he's going to gas out and Lee's going to take him down and just pound him out. Or on the other side, I'm picking Lee. He has 3 ground and pound KOs pretty recently and a few more before that against pretty good competition, actually. These records, a few of them were road to UFC. And so I just think these odds are a little whack for, I can get plus 150 for 2 guys who are pretty much finishers. And then the other side, I'm going to take another guy. I'm going to take Finney KO plus 200. Finney he's an interesting guy because you look at his record and you see a lot of knockouts. 7 of his 10 wins are by knockout. He's a minus 200. You said minus 200, right?
Yep.
Minus 200. Valentin got KO'd, ground and pounded by Ryan Loder, who I don't rate. I rate Ryan Loder's control and overall jiu-jitsu game and wrestling higher than Torres Finney, but the power, I mean, you talk about power, that's all in Torres Finney. I think he's just going to do the same thing, KO plus 200. And then I have one more, but I want to hear yours first.
So I'll give another one on the Kennedy and Chekchiku fight. I love doing method and round props. Kennedy and Chekchiku by KO in the first round is plus 425, and Kennedy and Chekchiku by KO in the second round is plus 600. So you could play the same amount of money on both of them, and if either one hit, you turn out profiting. So okay. I like doing that. That's all I have for now. I'll try to maybe find one more here.
If you don't, no biggie. Any concern that he has a number of round 2 finishes? Kennedy and Budai also got finished in the second round by the GOAT, Shamil Gaziev.
Yep. I think it could happen in the first round as well, but I am playing both of them. So I do. Like,
you are? Okay.
Yeah, I have a Chekchiku round 1 KO, have plus 425, and then the round 2 plus 600.
Okay. Making money coming out on top. I like it. I just heard the second round or the first round.
Okay.
Sweet. Well, while you're looking, while you're thinking, you notice I didn't say significant strike. There wasn't a ton. Generally, I write down the significant strike lines and see what they come out at. They were pretty accurate. A few times they were exactly what I said they were going to be. I'm going to name a few here. I'm going to throw out a few that I thought were just kind of whack. Murphy, significant strikes, they have him listed at 99.5. I wrote down 135. If you look at his win over Edson Barbosa, he got 220. He got 52 against Ige, and that was a 3-round fight. He got 93 against Gabriel Santos, and that was a 3-round fight. And on the other side, Josh Emmett, his opponents regularly go over 100. Ilya got 152 in a 5-round fight. Cater got 130. Shane Burgos got 128 in a 3-round fight. So what does that tell you? And then the other one I wanted to mention, was Victor Henry. They have him listed at 73.5. I had him written down to 97. The big question mark here is, does he just take down Falcao and hold him down for 3 rounds? He got 109 against Rani Yahya in 3 rounds. End of the 3rd round. He got 154 against Tony Gravely, 181 against Houndie Dalcelos. So he's done it. I could see him hitting over 79.5 pretty easily, unless he just wrestles him for 3 rounds. So I'll take it. Did you find anything, or are we calling it?
Maybe I'll do this one. You picked Davey Grant, didn't you? And you didn't pick Daniel Santos?
I picked Santos, but very, very unsure.
Yeah, okay. This is a very questionable one. There's the chance of it hitting is, I don't know how strong it is, but Davey Grant has lost 2 out of his 3 decision losses are split decision losses.
Ooh.
And he's coming off, like, his last loss was a split decision. I think the Tavares fight was a unanimous decision, but I think I think it could be a pretty close fight here, and I think Daniel Santos could win. The fight to go to a split decision is plus 300.
Okay.
And Daniel Santos to win a split decision is plus 600. So
I like that.
Either one of those.
All right.
That's probably the end of it.
I like it. Those are value plays. I said one more segment. I lied to you, and I didn't tell you, Jeannie, we're doing this. You know, I like to surprise you with these look-aheads to next week. I'm switching up the format. I'm going to give you I'm going to give you the odds for 4 fights. I want you to tell me which one you disagree with the most. Okay?
Lopez is the underdog.
Sorry?
Lopez is the underdog.
He is. I'm not going with that fight, actually. We'll talk about that next week. But actually, we won't. I will not be here. Or no, I will be here for that. Never mind. Okay, 4 fights. You pick the odds, which are most surprising to you. Or maybe you just want to talk about the most. Julian Rosa is a minus 400 to Darren Elkins at plus 300. Let's see. Marco Tulio is a minus 305 over plus 240 Tresean Gore.
Really?
Yeah. That's why.
Oh, Marco. Yeah, okay.
Nikita Krylov is a minus 200 over Dominic Reyes, plus 160. And Chase Hooper is a minus 500 over Jim Miller, plus 370. So, give you 4 fights there. Which odds surprised you the most? Or if you're looking, you can pick a different one too if you want. I just throw out 4 that I thought were very interesting.
I didn't have the odds in front of me. What were the odds for? I think Julian Erosa minus 300. You said
400
minus 400 against Darren Elkins. That's kind of crazy. They both have the same amount of losses. You know, I think that's kind of crazy. Marco Tulio, I get. Tresean Gore got. Didn't he have finished? No, he didn't. Oh, never mind. I'm thinking of someone else. That's kind of wild. Over Tresean Gore. And what did you say Chase Hooper was?
Minus 500 over Jim Miller.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that. And Nikita Krylov, I kind of understand why he's a minus 200 over Dominic Reyes.
Interesting. I was really shocked at that one specifically. I thought the lines were going to be flipped. I mean, we haven't seen Krylov fight. How long has it been? 2.5 years? Something.
It has been a while, but he is only 32.
He's only 32. That being said, there were a few.
Just because Dominic Reyes won a fight, does that mean that he's back? Two fights.
He won 2 fights. Don't forget Anthony Smith.
It was Anthony Smith, and he was crying in the cage.
The GOAT, Anthony Smith. Listen, I think he had to work some things out. I don't think he's back, but this is a guy who beat John Jones. This is a guy he's beat some pretty good guys, and I think those odds are crazy. That being said, we have an entire bet show next week. I'm not sure if you're going to be on it yet, Jeannie, but we'll talk UFC 314. I know you got some very hot takes for several reasons. So maybe we'll have to have you on. Maybe we'll do a roundtable bet show. We'll talk about it behind the scenes. That being said, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your bets. Where's the Genie lamp?
It's up there on the white shelf there, right there. You see that right there?
Rub it through the screen. There we go.
Yeah.
Need some Genie magic.
Yeah.
Hope we win some money on our bets, and we hope you win some money on your bets, tailing us, using our insight, whatever it may be. And yeah, we'll see you next week for some UFC 314 content. Is it going to be crazy? Adios.